Your car's AC just died in the middle of summer. The shop wants $800 to fix it. And I'm about to show you how to solve it yourself for less than the cost of a pizza. I'm dead serious. There's a ridiculously simple trick that works on 90% of AC problems, costs maybe $10, and takes 15 minutes in your driveway. Mechanics absolutely hate when people figure this out because it's one of their biggest moneymakers. I worked in shops for 12 years, and I can tell you right now that most AC repairs are completely unnecessary. They'll tell you the compressor is shot, you need a whole system flush, refrigerant leak diagnostics, labor charges stacking up like crazy. But here's the truth. Most of the time, your AC system just needs one simple fix that anyone can do with basic tools from Walmart. No fancy equipment, no certification required, nothing complicated. I'm going to walk you through exactly what's happening, why it stops working, and the exact steps to fix it yourself. This works on everything from Hondas to Fords to Toyotas. Keep watching, because this could save you a fortune. Hey, if you like this kind of straight-to-the-point content with no BS, help me out here. Subscribe to the channel right now. It takes 2 seconds and guarantees you won't miss any tips that could save you some serious cash. Let me tell you what happened to my neighbor last week. She's driving a 2017 Honda CR-V, lives in Arizona, where it's been hitting 110 degrees lately, and her AC suddenly started blowing warm air. Not hot air from the engine, just warm outside air. She panicked, took it to the dealership, and they quoted her $1,200, $1,200. They said she needed a new compressor, a system evacuation and recharge, leak detection service, the whole 9 yards. She was about to write the check when she asked me to take a look first. I popped her hood, checked one thing, spent $8 at AutoZone, and had her AC blowing ice cold again in 20 minutes. She literally started crying because she thought she was going to have to drain her savings account. So what's actually going on with your AC system? Let me break this down in a way that makes sense. Your car's air conditioning works on a pretty simple principle. You've got refrigerant, which is a special gas that absorbs heat, and it cycles through a closed system. The compressor pressurizes this refrigerant. It flows through the condenser in front of your radiator where it releases heat. Then it goes through an expansion valve where it gets super cold. And finally through the evaporator inside your dashboard where it chills the air that blows into your cabin. It's a continuous loop. The whole system depends on having the right amount of refrigerant and the right pressure. Here's where the problem starts for most people. Over time, these systems lose a tiny bit of refrigerant, not from a catastrophic leak, just normal seepage through microscopic gaps in hose connections and seals. We're talking maybe an ounce or two per year. Modern cars use R134A refrigerant, and older vehicles use R12. But most of you watching this have cars made after 1995, so you've got R134A. When your system gets low on refrigerant, even just a little bit low, the pressure drops. And when the pressure drops below a certain threshold, there's a safety switch that shuts off the compressor completely to prevent damage. This is the key right here. Your compressor isn't broken, your condenser is fine, your evaporator works perfectly. You just don't have enough refrigerant to maintain the minimum pressure the system needs to operate. The safety switch is literally doing its job by shutting everything down. So what do mechanics do when you bring your car in? First, they'll charge you a diagnostic fee, usually $80 to $120, just to hook up their gauges and tell you the system is low on refrigerant. Then they'll try to upsell you on a leak detection service with UV dye, another $150 to $200. They'll tell you they need to find the leak before adding refrigerant. Sounds reasonable, right? Except here's what they don't tell you. In most cases, there is no significant leak. It's just normal degradation over years of use. Those rubber O-rings and seals aren't meant to be perfectly airtight forever. A tiny amount of seepage is completely normal and expected. If you had a real leak, like a hole in a line or a cracked condenser, you'd lose all your refrigerant in days or weeks, not gradually over years. But shops make money on finding problems, so they'll push the full diagnostic workup. Then comes the recharge service. They'll evacuate your entire system with a fancy machine, pull a vacuum to check for leaks, then refill it with the exact amount of refrigerant your car needs. This whole process takes them maybe 30 minutes of actual work, but they'll charge you anywhere from $200 to $400 depending on where you live. And if they claim they found a leak, now you're looking at parts and labor to replace hoses, O-rings, the condenser, or even the compressor. Costs skyrocket to $1,000 or more real quick. I've seen people get quoted $2,000 for AC work on a car that's only worth $5,000. It's absolutely insane. Now here's the trick they don't want you to know. You can buy a can of R134A refrigerant at any auto parts store for $8 to $15. These cans come with a built-in pressure gauge and a hose that connects directly to your AC system's low pressure port. You don't need any special tools, you don't need certification, and it's completely legal for you to add refrigerant to your own vehicle. The EPA regulations only apply to professionals who are venting refrigerant into the atmosphere or working on systems for money. You As the owner, you can service your own AC system without any restrictions. Here's exactly how you do this. First, go to AutoZone, O'Reilly, Advance Auto Parts, wherever, and buy 1 can of R134A refrigerant with a recharge kit. Make sure it has the gauge built into the hose. These kits cost between $10 and $20 and include everything you need. Some brands even include a UV leak detection dye if you want it, but honestly, you probably don't need it. Now, pop your hood and locate your AC system's low pressure port. This is usually on the larger diameter aluminum line coming from your compressor. It'll have a black or blue cap on it, and the fitting is specifically designed so you can't accidentally connect to the wrong port. The high pressure side has a different size fitting, so there's no way to mess this up. Take the cap off and keep it somewhere safe. Attach the recharge hose from your can to this port. It'll click into place. Now, start your car and turn your AC on maximum cold, maximum fan speed. Go back to the hood and look at the gauge on your recharge kit. It'll show you the current pressure in your system. Most gauges have color-coded zones: green for good, yellow for low, red for overcharged. If your needle is in the yellow or below, you need refrigerant. Hold the can upright and press the trigger to start releasing refrigerant into your system. You'll hear it flowing. Give it a few seconds of flow, then release the trigger and check the gauge again. Keep doing this in short bursts until the gauge reads in the green zone. The whole process takes maybe 10 to 15 minutes. While you're adding refrigerant, go check your AC vents inside the car. You should feel them getting colder and colder with each burst. Once your gauge shows you're in the proper range, disconnect the hose, put the cap back on the port, and you're done. Your AC should be blowing ice cold now. I've done this on probably 50 different vehicles over the years, and it works every single time for cars that just have low refrigerant. The total cost? Less than $15 versus $600 to $1,200 at a shop. Now, will this fix every AC problem? No. If you have a completely dead compressor, a severely damaged condenser, or a massive refrigerant leak, you'll need professional help. But in my experience, maybe 80 to 90% of AC issues are simply low refrigerant. That's it. Nothing complicated, nothing expensive, just a system that needs a top-off. You can recharge your system yourself whenever it starts blowing warm again, which might be every few years, depending on your car. Some vehicles hold pressure better than others. The money you save doing this yourself is absolutely worth it, especially if you're driving an older car in a hot climate like Texas, Florida, or Arizona, where AC isn't optional. It's survival. Stop letting mechanics charge you a fortune for something this simple. Take control, do it yourself, and pocket that $800 for something actually important.